Hello and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons, Planescape, Torment, the Enhanced Edition. When we last left off, Ignis was sent to kill us, but we managed to take him first. Oh, his madness had overcome him for his greed of power. Huge crystal radiates a pulsating spectral light as it hovers above the crater in the middle of the room. Rhythm of its pulses remind you of a heartbeat, but slow and sickly. Light from the crystal touches the edges of the room like fingers, each ray casting a light glow on the ruined face of statues surrounding it. Well, let's touch the crystal. It's a moment of dizziness as you touch the crystal, and a slow chill passes through your body. You discover that your muscles have locked, your hands frozen in the crystal surface. There's a moment of silence, sharp pains splinter through your body like fractures. You feel as if your very being has been turned to ice, then shattered, all to darkness. Hi guys. He has awakened. Finally, I thought I would die again waiting for him to rise. Perhaps you will still die. Never have I watched you thieves, you killers all three of you. You have a care how you speak to me, you deranged wreck. He is fortunate to reach here with all those traps you scattered throughout the plains. I swear, I could have crossed the years to put you out of your misery. The two of you, be silent. Let's make sure he's all right and save the arguments for later. What? Who are you all? By the hells, he's lost his memories. Damnation, he's useless to us now. Calm yourself. He's only disoriented, as were we all. Give him a moment to get his bearings. You're all thieves, wearing my body, and you will give it back. I am at my limits of my patience with your howling. Be silent, or this arguing avails us nothing. Give him his space. Let him be. Time is no longer in our favor. I shall not stand here and squander the moments we have while our adversary is no doubt hunting for us. We have waited long enough for him to awaken. I will speak to him now. The man before you resembles you, but he carries himself more like a force than a man. His eyes are watching you carefully as you study him. You feel him study you. So, it's come to this. Who are you? I will not surrender my name to you or any man, as the man's voice is rough like yours. It rings strangely in your ears. As for who I am, you should be asking yourself that. You're one of my incarnations. You've made it here, with my clues to guide you. We're separate incarnations? How is that possible? The incarnation is silent for a moment, then his expression changes to contempt. If there's anything I have hated about you, it's your countless questions, your desperate fumbling for the meaning and answers. The man's voice is like a hatchet, and anger flickers across his features. The time for questions is past. Now you will listen to me. I was the first to breach the fortress, and whatever it is that awaits us here is somehow able to defeat me. It will not best me a second time. You sound as if you intend to fight whatever it is that lurks here. The man gives you a strange look, then studies you. Of course! That is the only reason we're speaking now. I'll need you to be the shell, but your mind must be my mind. Do you understand me? You mean you intend to possess me?
Updated my journal.
Yes. He glances around at the spiked walls, then leans back to you. We cannot leave this place in pieces. Only one may leave. How are we to become one? You must surrender your will to me, your knowledge and skills. Whatever little you have managed to accumulate in your life may prove useful. Size you up again. It ultimately will be but a fraction of my power, but it might have its uses. Well, how do I surrender my will? In simplest terms, we simply lock gazes and you surrender yourself. You will merge with me, and we shall become as one, with my mind dominating. Very well, I'll surrender my will. So be it then. His eyes become gray like mist. He gives a slight smile in anticipation. We shall see what your mind has in store. Lock gaze with him. His eyes are like stones, and they start to drag you down. Surrender your will and allow yourself to be absorbed. Feel your mind begin to peel apart the incarnation's gaze. There's no pain, only the cold chill of oblivion as your personality is stripped away, piece by piece, and blackness fills your vision, and suddenly, you are no more. Fall to darkness. You have been incapacitated and no longer complete the game. Yep, I wanted to do that just to,
All right.
show one of the various game overs of this game. Awaken, blah 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 blah, thieves, what are you all? Who are you? Separate incarnations.
Updated my journal.
Okay. What are you talking about? Must surrender your will to me, your knowledge and skills, whatever you've managed to accumulate. Be a fraction of my power, but it might still have its uses. If I choose not to surrender my will to you, you have no choice in the matter. You do not know how to escape this place. I do. If you refuse to surrender with me, I will refuse to surrender to you, and neither of us will be ever be able to leave this place. Only one may leave, and it will not be you. If you're one of my incarnations, I have questions for you. I will indulge you, but only for a while longer. You're the one who saved Dakan at Sharklator, the one who imprisoned Valior, the one who led Dianara to her death. The man's eye narrow, what of it? And all of it was done with a purpose. You gave Dakan the Unbroken Circle of Zerthamon. Why? The Unbroken Circle? That collection of lies? Yes, it was a week's worth to forge such a thing. It was necessary to make it so he would cease doubting himself. You made it, but you told him perhaps they carry some truth? I do not know not. I know that they were tedious writings, but the words were enough to give him faith. Why? Your ignorance astounds me. The man looks incredulous. Could it be you do not know he carries in his hand? That blade he carries is shaped by his thoughts. Such tools, when used properly, could slay the multiverse itself. The man looks lost in thought, then his face sneers in disgust. Though obviously the Gith became separated when we arrived in the fortress, I was unable to make use of his blade. The man frowns. Unfortunate. Something else I would know. Like that. What's the purpose of imprisoning Valior? Man shakes his head as if weary. Valior was becoming tiresome. Gives a humorless smile. Those mercy killer dogs will hunt you down across the plains themselves in search of justice. And Valior was an especially persistent hound. The incarnation voice dropped suddenly. And he was much too close to justice for my taste. Why was he hunting for us? Oh, any of the countless reasons, some which lie with me and others, which lie in the hands of other incarnations. Flicks a glance at the incarnation who was howling when you first arrived. There have been many lives which have been blackened by incarnations with damaged minds. Some of us created problems. I believe in solutions. Was he a threat? Oh yes, or else I would simply kill him. He gives a nod. There is some link between him and justice itself that gives him power even over immortals such as us. Man gives a slight smile, especially if our justices are great and ours are the blackest sort. I see, there's more I'd like to know. You're the one who led Dianara to her death. Man's eye narrow. What of it? All it was done on purpose. Why did Dianara have to die? Dianara? That girl had little sense of the planes in her, and that's what I needed for her. You see, Dustmen have it right. Sometimes you feel too much passion. You cling too tightly to life and to let go, and neither did Dianara, as I'd hoped she would. That woman! That ghost! The hunched man's eye welled up in fury, spittle flying from his mouth. She tormented me for years, pursuing me, hating me, and you were the one that killed her? The incarnation barely even glances at the howling one and merely sneers. You are blaming me for anything that's laughable. He turns back to you. It wasn't out of malice, though she did become tiresome. It's just that when I arrived at the fortress, I didn't intend to stay. I just wanted to get in, sacrifice her, then get out. Third incarnation speaks silently, sounds pained. Why would you do such a terrible thing? I needed someone to be my eyes here on the negative material plane, to serve as a scout and try to find out who my killer was. Only the dead can survive here for long, so Dianara had to be sacrificed so she could become something other than what she was. A tricky business, but it worked. She helped you, didn't she? You didn't have to kill her. He looks at you for a moment, his sneer returns. And that is why you will be defeated if you confront our killer. It is because you are weak, and you do not see some things are necessary. You dare call me weak? Of course, all this grand plans for defeating the invisible enemy, you got your ass handed to you anyway. And some poor girl murdered because of it. Maybe if you'd done your job the first time we were here, we wouldn't be in such a problem. Wasn't necessary. Yeah, it was convenient for you. Should have looked for other solutions. You dare lecture me? Women have always walked our paths with us, whether Dianara, Ravel, or any other woman. They have suffered, and it was always their choice. Dianara would have died for me if I asked her to. There was no crime. I won't discuss it with you any longer. Other things I would know. Led Dianara to her death. Purpose of that. Tell me of Zachariah. The archer, the old son Zachariah, could see things with his eyes I could not, and he even hit them with his arrows too. So, well, I was walking into this forest blind in some ways. Didn't know what my killer was. I needed someone who could see things I couldn't, in case the enemy was beyond my visual range. He snorts. Zachariah ended up dying too fast, though, so he wasn't any use in the end. I see. Some things I would know. Are you the one that taught Ignis the art? Ignis? The man stares at you, then frowns. Is that a name? Who in the hells are you talking about? You answered my question. There's other things I would know. Why did she have to die? I've heard enough. We'll talk more later. Okay. Well. Let's talk to the paranoid incarnation. A man before you resembles you, but his back is hunched. He's perpetually afraid of being struck. He's watching you warily as he hisses at your approach, his hands clutching, as if wanting to strangle you. His arms are horribly gnarled and scarred. If they've been dunked into a stream of acid, and his left arm looks like it's holding on by a thread, literally. Who are you? Know that you will not last long in this place, thief! Spittle flies from the man's mouth, and his face twists in a maddening grin. Mazes and regrets and death, that's all that are here! You are wasting your time speaking to that one. His thoughts are at all angles and spite and nothing more. Stop wasting your time. There is much the two of us must speak of. Thief! The incarnation's hand twists, as if strangling the other. I feel the bones in your neck snap beneath my fingers. Take my body back! Turns to you. Thief! You wear my body like a cloak, and you shame me. I'm no thief. I stole nothing from you. You stole everything! I awoke on the streets of Ring City, and all who saw me knew me. Takes a rasping breath. All that you have done and all that you have harmed, you were waiting for me, blaming me, hurting me, till I couldn't take the voices anymore. His fingers grasp at the air, and I had to make them silent. Wow, this voice. You were the one who left the trap in the Sensory Stone for me, weren't you? And the Dohakadedron with the traps. He affixes a wary eye, seems looking at you, making him uncomfortable. Let's see, what happened to your arm? Glances at his arm for a moment and looks up and smiles. Kept coming off, so I had to stitch it up again. Things I would know. You're the incarnation that Lady Maze, did you? I found your journal in the Lady's Maze. Simple escape, simple trap. Broke her maze with ease. I did. I could have made it tighter, deadlier. He smiles. She knew nothing would it take to trap me. Seems so. There are other things I would know. Sensory stone trap. You're the one who left it for me, weren't you? Yes, he smiles, low and evil. Simple trap. Trap for someone who can't die. Mind trap. It was simple to escape, actually. Smile freezes as the incarnation fades. You lie! No, it was pathetically easy. I was able to escape it with no effort. Lying thief! Eyes blaze like fire. Watch he clutches his left arm, then pulls, stitching at the shoulder, tearing off, unraveling. What? Oh. Yeah. Oh. I'll get back to where we were one sec. Okay, back here. You're the one who set fire to Aeneas' legacies, weren't you? Trying to destroy my legacy. I burned the false papers, yet more lies. Lies about my false lives. Other things I would know. In order for me to leave this place, you must again become part of me. Will you do so? I would rather die! Death will also serve, but I'll give you a chance. Never! He speaks the last word. Thief! Oh, there's things I would know. Know how to leave this place? I will never tell you! Never leave! He smiles. It's quiet here. Peaceful. Alright, there's some things I would know. Sensory stone traps. Simple to escape. Perhaps. I can leave this place. Alright, later. Yeah, before he resembles you, but his face seems calmer somehow. Give a slight smile as you approach the nods of approval. Are you alright? Who are you? Have we ever had a name, or was it just the first of us? The man chuckles softly. Know that I'm your ally in this. I, like these others, have died my death in your mind, and this figment is all that remains. But who are you? Ah, his face smiles. He looks at you with concern. This must be disorienting for you. Let me try to explain. I'm one of your incarnations. I was once lost. Now I'm here again. How is that possible? I do not know. Whatever you touch within the fortress has brought pieces of yourself to the surface. Pauses for a moment, thinking, one of the others might know the means of how this came to be. So we're in our head. If you're a part of me, there's things I must know. Ask. What was your life like? It was quiet and long and filled with much of the pain and joys I would expect in life. Served as a cartographer for a time, and I walked the plains for several years. How'd you die? In the end, I traveled upon the fields of Bitopia. A terrible shadow took on life as I lay sleeping. I died as I felt their claws upon me. They are the shades of those that died in our place. The man looks pained. Yes, I know that now. One cannot be in this place with regrets and not feel their agony. Some other things I'd like to know. Came as fortress with allies, but they have been separated from me. Then I fear your friends are already dead. The man looks pained. Bears a hatred for the living. Things I would like to know. Do you know why I wanted to become immortal? No, I do not. I think it was done out of fear. Perhaps one of the others might know, but not I. What makes you think it was done out of fear? The man smiles slightly. There's no humor in it. If anything, it's a sad smile. What man wishes to die? He shakes his head. But only the first of us shall ever truly know the reason that brought us to this state. Something else I would know. I've had countless lives. Why are there only 3 incarnations here? I do not know. Perhaps we are the 3 pieces that were somehow still present in your mind. Present? How? I do not know for sure, but I would guess that when we die, traces of the former personality may remain in your mind, and I know that sometimes we may make ourselves felt. How? When you're about to place yourself in danger, or close to a realization, for example, I found that I could stir, help prod you in the right direction. So you were the crawling sensation I kept feeling in the back of my skull. I would be at a loss to describe how it felt to you, but it is possible, yes. Something else I would like to know. How do I leave this place? I do not know. I've never been here before. One of the others may possess the knowledge how to leave, but I do not. Okay. In order to leave, you must again become a part of me. Will you do so? I had a suspicion we are not meant to exist as this, and as unnatural as our immortality is, in this situation compounds it. He nods. Yes, I'll emerge with you again. You know you will cease to exist. He nods. Yes, I know. Very well. One last thing, just this. The incarnation pauses for a moment, searching your features. Before I return to oblivion, there's something I would know. I can spare a little time for this. What do you wish to know? Steadies your eyes, his expression somber. Did you live your life? The brief life you had in the end? Was it worth it? Seems so short. What little I experienced, I enjoyed. I do not wish to forget it. He nods, and then for a moment he is about to say something. Then he collapses, and the life running out of him into yours. As he falls to the black stones, you feel a crawling sensation in the back of your skull, making you shiver. Know that the incarnation is no more. Farewell. And we gain wisdom, which, yeah, we're already at max wisdom, so it doesn't really matter much. So, when we come back, time to get the other incarnations into us. Have a good one, folks.